You've seen Golgari elves before, but what if every time an elf entered the battlefield, your opponent's creatures got weaker? That's exactly what High Perfect Morcant does best. And once the -1/-1 counters start spreading, your opponents start dreading. Hey everyone, I'm Philharmonicon, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the new queen of Golgari elves. Move over Lathril, there's a new top elf in town. And she's not just building armies, she's clearing a path straight to your opponent's face. It's High Perfect Morcant. And if you love casting a bunch of elves, making a whole lot of tokens, and spreading -1/-1 counters like it's going out of style, this deck is right up your alley. Morcant is a 4/4 elf noble for 4 mana, 2 colorless, 1 green, and 1 black. And she comes with 2 powerful abilities. 1. Whenever Morcant or another elf you control enters the battlefield, each opponent blights 1. That means they put a -1/-1 counter on one of their own creatures. And 2. Tap 3 untapped elves you control to proliferate. Activate this only as a sorcery. So not only does every elf weaken your enemy's board just by entering, you can keep adding more of those counters across your opponent's side with Morcant's second ability. And when this all gets going with elf token spells, you're looking at a one-sided board wipe. The plan is simple, yet effective. Step 1. Get Morcant out as quickly as possible. Step 2. Flood the board with elves and tokens, while letting the -1/-1 counters do the dirty work. And Step 3. Swing in with a massive, mostly unblocked army of elves for the win. Let's talk about going extra wide with tokens. Flourishing defenses. Every time a -1/-1 counter hits a creature, you get a 1/1 elf. With Morcant, that's a loop that wipes all your opponent's creatures and leaves you with a bunch of tokens. A one-sided board wipe and a token engine. Elvish Warmaster makes tokens when elves enter and buffs your board as a finisher. Lathril, Blade of the Elves, has menace and makes tokens on combat damage to an opponent's face. She's still pulling her weight. Lissalana Huntmaster turns every elf you cast into 2 elves, which means double -1/-1 triggers with Morcant out. Wolverine Riders makes free tokens on every upkeep. That's 4 free elves per turn cycle. Plus life gain when elves enter. Yes please. Elvish Promenade doubles up your elf count with elf tokens. A classic game ender. Elven Ambush is like Promenade, but at instant speed. It's a surprise elf army. Galadrim Ambush makes an elf per attacking creature and protects your elves from damage, surprise creatures, and survival. Prowess of the Fair is insurance against board wipes. Your non-token elves die, you get more tokens in their place. Now, let's talk about the stars of the show. The Elves. Evolution Sage is an elf and proliferate on landfall. That's huge value here. Dionys, Elvish Archdruid, lets creatures tap on your turn, then untaps them and buffs them. Let's go. Azuri, Renegade Leader, regenerates your elves and is a massive pump finisher. Tyvar the Bellicose grants your elves Death Touch on attack and buffs mana dorks when they tap for mana. Abomination of Llanowar, big, scary elf ooze that scales with your board and graveyard. Allosaurus Shepherd is a late-game overrun win button that can't be countered, and it makes your elves uncounterable. Shaman of the Pack and Pack Shadowsage drains your opponent's life based on your elf count. Pollen Bright Druid proliferates on ETB, keeps spreading the love and the -1/-1s. Once we've got an elf army, it's time to pump them up. Imperious Perfect buffs your team by +1/+1 and makes more tokens. What more do we need? Elvish Archdruid buffs your team and ranks you hard based on your elf count. Elvish Champion buffs your team and grants Forest Walk to all your elves. Amazing against other green decks. Galadrim Brigade can copy itself for some extra mana. Each additional cost paid makes another copy. These buffs stack fast. Dwaynen Guiltleaf Dane buffs the team and gains life on attack. It's a nice way to stabilize. Morcant's Loyalist pumps your team and brings something back from your graveyard when it dies. We're gonna need some gas to keep casting Elves. Champions of the Perfect is a new card from the same set, and it's on theme. Beast Whisperer with some extra steps. Beast Whisperer is the OG. Play a creature, draw a card. Simple and effective. Leaf Crowned Visionary turns your elves into cantrips for 1 green mana. Generous Patron draws when you put a -1/-1 counter on any of your opponent's creatures. Yes, please. Tyvar Kell. His ultimate gives you an emblem that lets you draw 2 cards every time you cast an elf. Miara Thorn of the Glade and Skemfar Avenger is insurance for when your elves die. Whenever one does, you get to draw. Aladamri Corvigdal and Realmwalker lets you play creatures off the top of your deck. Glissa Sunslayer has First Strike and Death Touch. She also draws a card when she connects with an opponent's face. Pact of the Serpent lets you draw a bunch of cards or sneakily finish off an opponent. Shamanic Revelation draws cards equal to the amount of creatures you control. Wonderful. Let's face it, we've got plenty of options, but let's keep it synergistic. Reclamation Sage is an elf that kills artifacts or enchantments on ETB. Windswift Slice is a fight spell that lets you create tokens equal to the excess damage. Atomize is a spot removal that proliferates at the same time. Crumbling Ashes is a repeatable kill spell on creatures with -1/-1 counters on them. Black Sun Zenith is a mass -1/-1 counter bomb. Kindred Dominance is a one-sided board wipe. Keep your elves and everyone else loses their creatures. Hagra Mauling and Fell the Profane are both removal or lands. Flexible and useful. Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy are classic efficient kill spells. Beast Within, Putrefy, and Tear Asunder are all flexible answers to nearly anything. Elves Ramp, it's what they do, but let's cover our bases. Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, Fyndhorn Elves, Elves of Deep Shadow, and Arbor Elf are all 1 mana dogs. Circle of Dreams Druid and Priest of Titania both tap for an absurd amount of mana. Marwyn the Nurturer grows as elves enter and taps for that much mana. Nature's Law, 3 Visits, and Farseek fixes mana and ramps out lands, which are harder to remove than mana dogs. A few standout lands. Guiltleaf Palace enters untapped if you reveal an elf. Easy include. Wirewood Lodge untaps a key elf each turn for 1 green mana. Khan's Bastion adds more proliferation on a land. 3-Tree City is ramped stapled to a land. Yes, please. High Perfect Morcant is such a unique and awesome new Golgari elf commander. She doesn't just flood the board. She weakens your opponent's creatures while doing it. It's like building an army and casting Plague Wind at the same time. But she is a kill on sight kind of commander, so keep some protection up. She's worth it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this breakdown, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And hey, if you're picking up any of these cards, consider using my TCG Player affiliate link down below. And until next time, may all your opponent's creatures wither away.